Shall we begin? Shall we begin? You already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. This next video, it's so much conversation, so many dudes hit me up behind this video with Jadakiss on the Joe Budden podcast. Unbelievable. Let's get to the tail of the tape.
You know, since he became a father, he just came to appreciate growing up in a two-parent household. Actually, it was a label that he didn't really want to talk about because it wasn't street. And he didn't tell you he went to private school, and we had...
No, that wasn't that nigga that started something. I didn't hear it in there.
I don't know. I ain't want to put me on the summer jam screen.
You was Clarence from the other
summer jam screen, huh?
You was Clarence from the other side of 8 Mile.
Put me on the summer jam screen.
You don't have to be of the hood to be in the hood, right? Or vice versa.
We still lived in the hood, though.
Right, we still lived in the hood.
We wasn't coming from Bel Air. We was doing all of this in the hood.
I did this with my mom. She heard all that poverty rhyme. She's like, wait, huh? Poverty? No, you had a good home. Don't get out there lying. But for some of us, it'd be a choice.
Fact.
Like, we don't have to go this way, but it's right there. It look good outside. And I gotta go see what's going on. So Jadakiss went to college, private school. I'm writing all this down.
Styles and Sheik went there too, though.
Nah,
They did.
Can't do that.
I ain't snitching. They did.
It was the same school.
P and Lou, we all went to the same school. Then P went to the jail.
Let me say this right. Number one, day one fan of the Locks. But me and Styles P had it out. Remember that? Yeah, I took down all my old videos. But me and Styles P got into it because I'm like, hold up. This is D Block, D Block, D Block. And they performing on stage with Dipset. Specifically, one of the main dudes that we know for a fact snitched. Freaky Zeke got a dude doing 30 years in jail. So, this is when I knew, when I said, you know what? Enough is enough is enough. When it came to these rappers, period. Because me and Styles P got into it because I made a video about it. Styles made a video about me. In return, I got on the internet and I told Styles that your juice bar is right down the block from Bronx River. That's where I grew up at. Make a long story short, some individuals got us. Matter of fact, Hocus 4/5. Shout out to Hocus 4/5. Got me and Styles on the phone and we dead at the problem. But the fact still remains. Jadakiss is one of the illest rappers ever. Even to the point to where that I be questioning sometimes like, damn, is Jadakiss actually getting nicer than Nas? The only reason why we can say that is because Nas ain't putting out music no more. But at the same time, Jadakiss is that nice, right? Then you sit back and you analyze, right? What I've been saying for years. Our kids are being sold off to the penitentiary by these rappers. While they lead their children to college, their lyrics is sending our kids to an early grave or the penitentiary. I've been saying this. You know what it feels like to actually see, whether it be Lisa Evers or the DEA or the detectives marching our young boys down the street so that the news people can record them being humiliated on their path to getting ready to do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years in jail? Are you not entertained? No, I'm not entertained no more. Disgusted at the fact that these dudes wake up in paradise and go to the studio and think about the most creative ignorance to sell to our people, because the people who defeated us in World War I.
World War I is from 1492 to 1775, when America was attacked by 7 countries simultaneously. For 283 years, they bombed this place. Russia took Alaska, Netherlands took Canada, British and England took the East Coast, Italy took Texas up to the Gulf, France took New Orleans up the Gulf, and Spain came around the West Coast down through Argentina, Chile, and up the backside. 7 countries attacked Black America. In 1775, we surrendered and lost the right to vote. They put us in slavery camps. They labeled them reservations, and the ones that did not go on reservations was labeled Negro.
The people who defeated us, because I keep trying to tell y'all what y'all don't understand. We wasn't slaves. We were prisoners of war. We was at war. We was defeated at war and turned into slaves. We were not slaves. We did not come here on a slave ship. They came here in planes, dropped bombs, and turned us into cotton pickers. And in order to keep their power, the house nigga, field nigga, the house nigga became the rappers, the celebrities. You could have the whole world if only you could keep your people in a state of ignorance. Keep them stupid. They spend billions of dollars to keep you dumb. Billions of dollars to keep you dumb. Why you think I switched over? Everybody be like, yo, Haas used to have a message. You know how many times they tried to take my channel? I had over 1 billion streams. I had over 1 billion streams. When you see these dudes sitting up there talking about, oh, Hassan Campbell, he ain't getting no views like that no more. It's hard for me to tell. When the views that I accumulated, I'll give you an example. Mr. Let's get to that. Zip with the drip. The views that you accumulated in your whole life, in your whole 5 years of being on YouTube, I just got that this month and last month. You want me to show you the receipts? How am I falling off and you the next great? You've been on YouTube for 5 years. For 5 years. But you know what it is? When this algorithm of Satan sees that you have a message and you're trying to deliver a message, they minimize your views. So what did I do? I started being slick with it, giving you celebrity gossip in my lives, and then sneaking my message in. And then the niggas that was on the internet, niggas like Whack 100, what did they do? They started going to the powers to be like, nah, listen to him. Watch what he's doing. Listen to what he's doing. Listen to what he's saying. And then he starts slowing me down in the algorithm all over again. It's like selling your soul without selling your soul. They ain't going to give you a phone call. They're going to show you through their numbers or through your numbers. So again, when you sit back and you analyze it, right? How this nigga that sat up there with the private school, his whole crew went to private school. Niggas then raised their kids and sent their kids to college. The message that they have for their children versus the message that they have for your children is totally different. So now, am I wrong for sitting up there telling all these young boys that's growing up in the streets that you have been misled, misused, misdirected? Because understand something, and it ain't just Jadakiss, and this is not personal. This is just me dealing with a topic. I got love for Jadakiss. I love his music, rather, because I don't know the nigga. I love his music. Don't get me wrong. But I know the difference. I had to break through the chains myself and realize and learn that these rappers, this is why you don't see Rakim and the KRS-Ones with new albums, because they can't put out this death music. These niggas is on another mental level. They're not going to give you music that's going to send your kids to the penitentiary. Rakim never did that. But Jadakiss did. That's my take on the situation. It is what it is. They say art imitates real life, or real life don't imitate art, man, bottom line to it is, when a child don't have parents in their house, in the streets is already corrupting and kidnapping our children to this ignorance, and then the music is casting spells, and the music is our getaway. When we trying to wash and drown somebody out, the first thing that we run to in the hood is our music. The music has become the Bible. The music has become the Holy Bible. That's why when Satan asked God for a song or a call to prayer, he gave the music, the shaitan, because he knew the power in the music. And if you could corrupt the music, then you could corrupt the community. That's my take on this situation. Save the music. In the days of slavery, after we was captured and conquered and colonized, we used to have hidden messages in the music. All I really want to say is they don't really care about us. All I really want to say is they don't really care about us. Back in the 60s, our brothers and sisters was hang. How could you gangbang? I never had to run from a Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man, because it's self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. I'm out.